All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the last week of regular season play for the PSEL. Today we've got a heater for you between Biglerville and the Perkiomen Valley Viking Esports team. These two teams only have one loss between the two of them, so it should be some exciting action as both teams are on the field and ready to go. And we'll be underway with game number one in just a second here. There we go. And looks like we will be having Vino taking the face-off there against Elect. Apologies for the echo there. All right, Blah takes the ball off the back wall, looking to get a dribble. Gets met there by Elect. Shot on goal, saved by Vino. Vino tips it past one defender. He's got one to beat. Mateo pops it up. Vino gets the center. Elect's there waiting for on the back wall. Gets a nice air dribble, gets a little flip reset, but Bunch is able to clear it across to Blah. Now Blah off the sidewall, hits the ceiling, loses control of it. Lex going to pass that dangerously in front of his net. Vino couldn't quite crash on it, though, as both of his teammates were pushed up a little too far for him to be able to attack there. You push up, you lose that 50, you end up giving up an easy goal. So really smart play there by Vino, staying home. Ultra Kobe taking up the sidewall, leaves it for his teammate Elect. Elect takes a 50, gets a centering pass. Bunch clears that one away. Ooh, but Vino tips it in front of the net dangerously for a second. Mateo's going to be able to take it over. Bunch clears it. Blah's up, takes control, gets an aerial dribble, but Kobe's there to meet him on the 50. This ball's going back towards the net. Bunch beats Kobe to the ball and saves that one. A good opportunity, though, for Perkiomen Valley. Blah looks to try to take it off the back wall here. Ooh, misses. Rare miss there from Blah. Bunch wins the 50. Elect's there to try to keep the offensive pressure on, but Blah's going to be able to clear the zone. Vino with a redirect attempt. Unfortunate, doesn't quite find it. It does fake out the defender, though, as Biglerville will be able to maintain pressure as a result. Vino takes the 50, ends up leaving it. Here comes Blah, dumps it back in the zone. Kobe goes up, catches it. Vino puts it on net, but it's just high. Bunch with a follow, high again. Elect tips it enough to clear the zone. Perkiomen Valley will have time to reset their defense. Maybe even launch a counterattack here as Elect dribbles into the corner. Bunch tries to knock it out. Oh, missed attempt there from the Perkiomen player as Bunch with a flip reset ends up trying to pass it mid, but nobody's there to take the shot as Perkiomen manages to clear the zone. Now Mateo going to the air. Vino goes up, meets him. Good defense from the Biglerville team as Bunch now to the air. Tries to get a pass center. That one's going to get tipped safely to the corner. We're halfway through game number one here. Zeros on the board. Both teams still just feeling each other out. Let's see who's going to be able to strike first. This could be a case of whoever scores first wins the game. Definitely a matchup between two very talented teams here today. Blah, last man back. Elect's trying to put one on net. Blah gets a tip. Kobe crashes the net, but Blah gets just enough of it to knock it away as Biglerville now looks to push the counterattack. Vino with one to beat. Elect clears it away. Elect leaves this one for Mateo. Mateo ends up just dumping it in, and Biglerville's going to be able to clear their zone the result. Now Vino up with a double tap attempt that goes in front, but Elect's going to clear it to the side. Now Elect with a bit of a 2v1. These are for Mateo. Blah reads that so well, and Kobe's just going to take it all the way back to the back wall. Reset, give his time, players time to get boost. Oh, turns it over to Bunch, but again, his teammates were able to reset, and were able to make a play on that one. Bunch out of his own corner. Ooh, that one gets tipped past by Blah. Ends up going right to Mateo. Mateo, the flip reset. Vino, big clear. 1 minute now left in the game. Both teams still looking for their first goal. Elect clears the zone. Biglerville gets back. Blah gets the boost. Going to be able to take this one to the air. Gets a pass to center to the Bunch, but that one's read well by Elect and cleared to the side. Blah winning that 50 there. Tips it center. Elect's there to read it. Knocks it all the way to the sidewall. Oh, that one goes a little bit too far off the sidewall from Bill. Followed on the jump. Mateo takes over. Now a shot off the sidewall. Vino clears it. Vino with no boost. Should be able to get the side boost. Will he be able to get up to it in time? Yes, he will. Gets a flip reset. Tries to take the 50. That one goes right to Bunch. Oh, no, it goes over Bunch. Bluz back there, however. Gets a double off the sidewall. And now we're down to the last 10 seconds of regulation. Looks like we might end up in a 0-0 tie for overtime. I mentioned the first goal might win it. If we go to overtime, that's absolutely the case. Mateo manages to keep it up. Regulation's not over till that ball hits the ground, and that ball just hit the ground. We are going to overtime. Bunch wins the 50. Kobe's there to collect it. Tries to take it to the air. He's met in the air by Vino, however. Now Mateo with a nice opportunity with a little flip reset right in front of the net. Defended well, but the follow's there, and Elect will put the goal in. Perkiomen Valley take game number 1. Biglerville dropping their first regular season game of the season, I believe. Let me just check in on that. Yeah, they were a perfect 21-0, 7-0 in series, 21-0 in games until that game right there. That is their first loss of the season. Well done, Perkiomen Valley. All teams readied up, so we'll go ahead and right into game number 2. Like to see a little bit more pressure from Biglerville in this game. Maybe they're trying to bump some of the defenders out of the way, as the Perkiomen defenders have been very, very disciplined about being in the right place at the right time. So we're going to need to see a little bit of disruption, I feel like, trying to get the ball past them on that offensive side of the field for Biglerville. Blow with a shot, and nobody's home. No bumps needed. Blow puts Biglerville on top 1-0 early. Finally getting that monkey off of their back, getting that goal on the board. Let's see if that opens up the floodgates for Biglerville, or if Perkiomen Valley is able to answer. Bunch tries to clear it. Elect's going to be able to catch it, however. That one sails wide. Elect back passes it. Shot opportunity for Perkiomen Valley, met there by Bunch. Blah, looks like he was either deleted or deleted a defender. I'm not sure who got who there. But Blah back in the field, obviously putting that one in the corner. Bunch waiting for a touch here. Tries to go up and challenge Elect. Elect's going to be able to dribble it over. Gets a flip reset. High-level mechanics coming out from this Perkiomen Valley team so far. Kobe intercepts, but Blah catches. Gets 50'd by Elect. Vino puts a shot on net, but that one's a little slow, as Perkiomen will be able to clear that. Now Mateo putting a little lob shot on net. Blah goes up, catches that one, and now looks to clear the zone. This one's going to go all the way across field. Bunch is over there waiting for it. Gets a centering touch. Vino's crashing. Met there by Elect. Now Blah goes up over one. Has a double tap attempt and puts it in. What a gorgeous goal. Biglerville now on top 2-0. Flip reset into the double. Didn't even need to use the flip reset. Maybe he had a little bit dodge down on the ball there at the last second, but looked like he could have put it in without it. As Biglerville woke up after what was kind of a sleepy game 1. Bunch takes the ball in the corner, looks to get a centering pass. Elect's there to try to challenge it, but it gets past him. Unfortunately, nobody crashing the net to capitalize, but Biglerville maintains control for now, as Perkiomen's trying to clear the zone. They might just done it. Nope, Bunch with a 50, keeps it at midfield, and now it's officially out of the Perkiomen's half, as Mateo with a shot gets cleared to the side by Biglerville. Bunch takes a 50. This one's coming down in front, but Blah and Vino up to meet it. Ooh, bad touch. Elect was there, but Vino gets another touch just to clear it safely to the side, just in the nick of time. Mateo on defense, going to take this off the backboard. Tips that one a little bit too far away from him, wasn't able to follow it, but does manage to get the 50 on the second jump. Now Blah with some aerial control, a flip reset, met there by Mateo. Bunch putting the shot in, but sneaks past the defender, hits the crossbar, and goes down and in. Biglerville on top, 3-0. Vino takes the face-off here for Biglerville. Mateo's going to be able to capture that on the cheat, but Blah takes him off of the pitch, puts him back on defense. Here's your 33 boost. Thanks for coming. As Kobe now for Perkiomen tries to clear the zone, but ends up leaving it for Elect. Elect with a shot opportunity. Bunch is there to clear it to the side. Blah now looking to take over and control in the corner. Gets it past Elect. Beats Mateo. Centering past to Vino. Gets met there by the defender. And Perkiomen now looks to counterattack. Oh, Bunch sails over top of that one, giving Elect perhaps a bit too much credit. And I can't blame him for giving Elect credit. He's been everywhere on this pitch so far this series. Doing a really, really good job of hitting his flip resets, of making good challenges. Definitely a threat to keep an eye out for. Blah gets a big save there. Now Elect up. Tries to get the flip reset. Doesn't quite trigger it, however. Blah's going to be able to get the clear as a result. Now Bunch with a possible shot on goal. This one's going to go just wide as Mateo gathers control in his own corner. Oh, but hits a teammate. Has to back off. Bunch is in there being annoying. Vino with a shot. 50'd away. Now Blah goes up. Oh, unfortunately passes it right to Elect. Bunch steals it back away for Biglerville, though. Takes a 50 there against Kobe. Leaves it for Vino. Vino passes it center to Bunch. Bunch puts this one high. Both defenders miss, but Mateo's there for the rebound. Now Mateo looking to get an air dribble out of his own corner. Does get a good first and second touch, but ball gets a little bit away from what, not able to get the third in time. Easily read by the Biglerville defender. And now Biglerville looks to launch the counterattack of their own. But no, Mateo puts a shot on that blow. What a save. Another shot from Mateo and another huge save from Biglerville. With 20 seconds left here in the game, you figure Perkiomen's got to put in right now to have any chance. They have a shot opportunity. No, saved by Vino, and that should put this game in the books. Biglerville will take it and knock the series up 1 apiece. As now with 5 seconds left, it's just a formality. They're not going to be able to score 3 goals that fast. Mateo with trying to put one for the road, but no, that one hits the ground. And Biglerville knock things up 1 apiece. We will be right back with game number 3. Do not go anywhere. This has been an exciting series, perhaps more exciting than I even anticipated. Can't wait to see what game number 3 brings. Oh, and colors were wrong. I am sorry about that. Well, at least the series score is right, as both teams do have 1. We get that fixed for you. Sorry about that. Ooh, Elect with a shot. Almost puts it in. Just hits the post. Biglerville might have got away with one there. As Blah puts a shot on, but Elect's there for the save. Blah goes up. Meets one defender. He has a shot opportunity. Puts it in. Biglerville on top. Yeah, beautiful touch from Blah. Over one defender. Over the next 2. Into the back of the net. Gives Biglerville the early lead here. Elect with a shot. It's a little bit of a slow roller. Blah's going to easily be able to deflect that one into the corner. Tips this one center. Kobe trying to put some pressure on. Cleared there by Bunch Lunch. Now Bunch off the sideball with 1 to beat. Puts a musty touch on it, but that one's saved by Elect. Now Blah Again saved by Elect. As Kobe finds the open net and knots this game up at 1 goal apiece. Big save from Elect. Vino, gets a little bit caught, maybe a little bit too far forward there. Just gets over him, and Kobe capitalizes for Perkiomen. As 50 seconds here in the game number 3, the series score matches the game score, 1 apiece. Ooh, this one tips over Bluh's head. He manages to recover off the post, however. Now Bunch beating the last defender. That net's temporarily open, but Elect gets back in time to swat that one away. Now here comes Perkiomen, all 3 of them trying to push up here onto offense together. This one gets left center for Mateo. He puts it in the corner. Bluh tries to clear it. Gonna get kept in by Kobe. Elect a little bit awkward here. Not sure what he's looking for on that touch. As Vino centers it for Kobe. Fortunately, 50 there to knock that one away. Now Bluh with a attempt. Saved by Kobe. Bunch tips this one kind of dangerously towards the corner, but didn't get all the way there. If there had been a crashing player, that could have been tough to save. Managed to get away with it for now. As Vino looks to try to make a save. I think he ran out of boost, not able to get up to that one. Bunch takes us on the sidewall, centers it for Bluh. Bluh with a shot, doesn't get a lot of pace on it. However, that's going to be an easy save for Perkiomen as they now look to launch their counterattack. Elect with a flip reset, but not any pace on it, as Bunch is just going to boom that ball all the way down in the corner. Defender misses it. Bunch had a chance to capitalize, but it was saved. But Bluh on the follow puts it home. Biglerville takes the lead here in game number 3. Great setup by Bunch. Almost does it himself, but well defended by Perkiomen Valley, but the rebound just sat there right in front of the net, and Bluh was there to clean up the trash in front of the net, giving Biglerville a very valuable goal in what has proven to be a very stingy defense from both teams. Like, both teams have a lot of offense, but also great defense. Both teams proving very, very hard to score on so far this series. Bluh goes up, beats Elect to the ball, gets a flip reset out of it, but he's bumped off the ball, so he's not able to use it. Now Bunch puts one on net. Elect just gets a piece of that one, tips it away. Vino tries to take control, stolen away by Elect, but in front of his own net. Bluh tries to take a 50, but that gets 50 on to net, and Vino tries to get there for the save, but it's not to be. We've got a twos party, folks. Score is 2-2 with 2 minutes to go. What an incredible 50 by Kobe. Almost gets the save there for Vino, but not to be. Perkiomen tie this one up. Now Vino off the back wall, met there by Elect. Big pre-jump there from Elect, well read. But good patience from Biglerville. When the ball is in your own corner like that, it's the safest place for it to be on the mat. No need to rush things. They were nice and patient. Managed to get the ball out of the zone. Now Bluh with a pass to Bunch. Bunch tries to follow up the touch, but beat to the ball there by Perkiomen. Mateo dribbles it over Bluh. Vino just elects to boom the ball, where Perkiomen tries to reset their defense, but now Biglerville takes it back. Dump the ball in. Bunch is in the corner, chasing, looking for a centering pass here for Bluh. Bluh up, takes it, gets a double tap off the backboard, puts it in front of the net. Is Vino going to be able to put it in? No, it goes off the back post. Elect tips it up. Bunch is going up to meet it. Oh, doesn't get the touch he's quite looking for, although maybe he is because he goes over to Bluh. Bluh with a double tap attempt, puts it past 2 defenders. Biglerville back on top. What an incredible play there. If that was an intentional pass by Bunch, that was absolutely 1,000 IQ as Bluh comes in with it with some momentum, and because Bunch was going up and wasn't going to be able to get much more than a soft touch with his momentum. So being able to pass it across, like maybe having the calm, hey, I'm on the right, and just putting it over there for his teammate with, who's going to have a better touch, that is just some high-level Rocket League right there. Love to see it. Now Vino with a shot goes off the crossbar. Now Mateo goes to the air, clears the ball out of Perkiomen's zone. This ball's coming from Mateo's got a shot, but he's got no boost. Is not able to get any pace on the ball. Biglerville get an easy save as a result. Lex going to keep it in Biglerville's half of the field, however. Blood goes up, 50s him. Mateo takes over. Vino off the back wall. Great read. Good clear there from Vino, but not cleared all the way as Perkiomen still have possession here at midfield. Although they lose it, Kobe tries to go for back pass. Perkiomen's got to score. We're under 10 seconds. They're down by 1. Last chance opportunity for Perkiomen to try to knot things up as they try to tip it in the air. It's still up, but that hits the ground, and Biglerville will take game number 3. And that will put them on game point as this is a best-of-5 series. Perkiomen must win to force game 5. Will they be able to do it? We'll find out after a short break. Do not go anywhere. And we are back as both teams take the field for game number 4. Elect will be taking the face-off against Bunch of the Hunch. Bunch of the Hunch wins it. Vino on the cheat, manages to tip it to the corner. He's beat there on the 50, but Blood's there to take control. Tips it, bunches up, takes over. What defense from Perkiomen, being able to get up there and make that touch. Just well read, well executed. As Biglerville now finds themselves on the defense. Vino gets a good save. Goes to the air, going to turn this into a shot. Mateo's up there for the 50. Oh, apologies, 1 second. Sorry, some audio issues there. All fixed. As Blood with a shot off of a great pass. I see who made that pass. Was it Vino? Looks like Vino get the assist. Yes. As, yeah, Vino tips it ahead. Blood is charging forward. Gets the redirect. Amazing team goal there for Biglerville. Perkiomen win the ensuing face-off. Mateo with a shot. Blood tries to make a streaking cut to make the save, but Bunch was actually there. As Biglerville now tries to reset their defense as Elect dumps it in. Blood clears it to the side. Doesn't quite get the double tap off the sidewall he's looking for, but Bunch is there and put a shot on. Goes off the crossbar. Vino with another attempt, but Mateo's home to make that save. Blood meets him at midfield. Bunch tries to keep it in, but this is going to get cleared here by Elect. Now Elect takes a good 50 out of the corner, goes in front, but cleared to the side by Blood. But then nobody's home after Blood puts it in the corner. Somebody should have been there following up. Not sure what happened. Where's Bunch at the moment? See, Vino's pushed upfield. It should be, yeah, Bunch kind of got caught upfield, out of position. Nobody home to make that save for Biglerville, and Perkiomen takes advantage. Knots things up at 1 apiece. Now Mateo off the sidewall. Gets a good touch. Met there by Blah, but Kobe's there to meet it at midfield and dump it back in. As Perkiomen look to keep the pressure. No, this ball's going to get cleared by Biglerville. Just as I say that, Elect dumps it back in. Ooh, good intercept there by Vino as Elect, I think, had that shot lined up off of the double tap of the sidewall. Not to be, as Biglerville's defense stays solid. Now Elect with a bump of his own. Good strategies coming out here from Perkiomen. They are going to need to see some of those bumps to potentially clear out the defense and score some more goals. As I don't believe they've scored more than 2 in a game such far. They definitely have had trouble putting it home. Obviously, 1 goal was all they needed in that first game to take home the dub. But Biglerville's offense has figured things out, so they're going to need to either start shutting it down on defense or start scoring, maybe a little bit of both. As Bunch to the air, gets a big touch, goes right to Kobe, however. Now this ball's going to get 50'd into the other half of the field, still in Biglerville's end. Blood trying to push it out. No, Mateo goes up. Blood has to go back and make a big save right in front of his own net. Now with no boost, just trying to tip it past a crashing Elect. Manages to do so. Now Bunch takes control, gets 50. This is going into the Perkiomen's corner. Bunch takes a good 50, but that's right to Mateo. Now this goes back to Elect. Elect with a double tap attempt. No, he did not have it. Blood clears it away anyway. Kobe tries to pass the center. Ooh, this is rebounding right in the net, but Mateo is there to make the save for Perkiomen. Just incredible action coming out of both these teams. Really, really fun to watch series so far. As Blood looks to get a pinch off the sidewall. Goes a little bit higher than forward and doesn't have the momentum it needs to get in. As Bunch now takes control, tries to dump it in, but that's going to get taken away by the Perkiomen defense. Blood's shot goes a little wide. Biglerville follow. They kind of dump and chase here. Vino gets a centering a pass. Blow with a shot. Finds its way home. Biglerville back on top. Yeah, Vino just goes up, tries to put a pass off the backboard. It's met there by a defender, but it ends up bouncing right out in front of the net. Blood reads it perfectly and finds a gap in the defense to put Biglerville on top. Mateo with a shot attempt that was kind of going slow and wide. Biglerville was able to gather it. Now looking to push the zone is Bunch, but he loses it. Passes right to the Perkiomen team. Blood pops this one, dumps it in, tries to chase it, manages to beat one, puts his own shot on net, but Mateo says no as he manages to clear that one. As Perkiomen now looking to launch their counterattack. Blood intercepts it in his own corner. Big touch on the sidewall. Centering pass for Vino. Cleared by Kobe. Now Kobe looking to try and launch a counterattack. There's nobody home for Biglerville. This is going to be a free goal for Perkiomen. Not sure what happened there. Where is all the Biglerville defenders? They all got greedy and went on offense, it looks like. Nobody home on defense. Not a mistake you want to make when you're up by a goal with less than a minute to go in the game. Hopefully that one does not come back to haunt them, and sure enough it will, as on the ensuing kickoff, Perkiomen get a goal. So not only did they give up the lead, they are now losing as a result of that aggressive decision. Biglerville, 42 seconds left to try to pull back. The good news for Biglerville is they do not need to win this game. They still have a game 5. They have a 1-game cushion, but you really would like to see them close it out right here if you're a Biglerville fan. Of course, Perkiomen fans, they're rooting for just the opposite. 30 seconds left. There's a pass right in front. Bunch has an open net, but he misses the shot high. Elect's going to be able to clear it for Perkiomen. Now Vino tries to dump it in. It's going to get met there by Mateo as he bumps Bunch of the Hunch out of the way. Blah, with a good aerial control, manages to get it past one, but not past Elect. With 10 seconds to go, Biglerville have to score. They have to score now or else we will get a game 5. 3 seconds, 2, 1. When this ball hits the ground, the game is over. There it is. This series is knotted at 2 games apiece. Biglerville going to their first game 5 of the season. Exciting stuff. We'll be right back with game number 5 after a very short break. And we are back with game number 5, the deciding game. Biglerville's perfect season on the line. Technically, the perfect season's already been disrupted as Bunch gets a little bit lucky as the defenders, 2 defenders, touch that ball and it manages to bounce its way in. It's a great shot, well located. The first defender hits it off the crossbar, goes straight down, hits the other defender, it bounces in the net. Biglerville on top, just 4 seconds into game number 5. That's a good start for the Biglerville team, but lots of game to play. as Bunch tries to keep on zone. No, he's going to miss it. Blutt takes it into the corner. Mateo's there to try to clear it. Bunch is there to meet it, puts a shot on net. Saved by Kobe, but on the Vino on the follow. Biglerville up 2-0. Yeah, the Perkiomen defenders definitely getting a little bit mixed up there. I mean, it was great pressure by the Biglerville offense. Definitely put them in that awkward situation and not able to make that save as that ball bounced out in front for Vino. Perkiomen got to answer quickly here, you feel like. Down 2-0 against a team you haven't put up more than 2 goals in a game on. Well, I guess they did get 3 goals last game. I take that back. Bunch gets a starting pass to Blow. Blow with a shot, but that one sails just wide. Mateo looks to boom it. Vino's back. He puts it into the corner. Tries to buy his teammates some time. Clears it himself. Crashing Elect dumps it back in the zone for Perkiomen. Now Blow to the air. Kobe's up to meet him. Ball goes into Perkiomen's zone. Mateo tips it up. That's dangerous. Bunch is there with a double tap follow. Biglerville takes the lead 3-0. Just over a minute in the game here. Game number 5. Again, it feels like this Biglerville team, after a loss, they really wake up. They kind of like say, oh, we gotta mix things up here, and they've done a good job of responding to those losses. So really proud of the guys for that. Now Kobe puts a shot on. Touched by Bunch. This ball's dangerously in front. It's going to get knocked to the corner, though, where Vino is going to tip it and clear the zone for Biglerville. Perkiomen do gather it, however. Oh, no, Blood takes it away. 50 there in the corner. Here comes Vino. Vino with a centering attempt. This is where you want to see the Biglerville guys back off a little bit, though. Keep it deep third, which Blow is doing exactly. You've got a nice lead. You don't need more goals. The only thing that can really hurt you right now is giving up silly, easy goals by not being in the correct position defensively. So it looks like Biglerville recognize that. They're playing a bit more defensively now. It's going to be on Perkiomen to try to force the action and score some goals here. As Biglerville can basically turtle, as they like to call it, and set up shop and just try not to, again, give up any easy goals. That doesn't mean you give up offense completely, but you just make sure that you don't do anything foolish. As a matter of fact, Perkiomen, their goal is to try to do things a little bit foolish, to try to force some opportunities. And if you stay sound defensively, sometimes you just get an easy goal because they've overcommitted to that offense. So which team will break the other one first? Both teams doing a great job of just playing solid Rocket League right now. As Elect with a musty out of the corner, but Blood goes up, makes a great save. Oh, and the follow goes off the crossbar, and then Kobe manages to poke it home. Biglerville's defense held strong for as long as they could, but ultimately broken there by Perkiomen Vikings as they get on the board 3-1. Blah taking this face off against Mateo. Vino on the cheek gets beat by Elect. Elect now off the side. Bunch is back. Got a couple of defenders backboard. End up being a bit of a triple commit there for Biglerville. Got to be careful with that. Got to trust your teammates to make the saves. As Perkiomen now look to push the ball out of their zone. Elect does beat one. There's a net looked open for a second, but the Biglerville defenders were home. There was a shot. What a clear by Blah, as Perkiomen definitely looked like they were about to score there. And that ball got yanked away at the last possible second. Mateo with a big save on the opposite end of the field. Might be able to turn this into a goal of his own as he gets a beautiful foot reset off the sidewall. Save cleared by Blah. Once again, Blah just being that third defender that Biglerville so desperately needs. Just doing just enough to keep that ball out of the net, and that's all that they really need to do right now. Minute 20 left. Not a lot of time. You've got a 2-goal lead. Again, you don't want to just let the other team shoot away at will, but you definitely, again, need to just stay sound defense, and you will win this game. You will win this series. Perkiomen's got to pressure, and they got to do something here. Elect getting a flip reset. Pass to himself. 50 away. Now Kobe tries trying to center it. Met there in the corner by Vino. Vino's going to actually clear the zone for Biglerville, but Mateo's going to catch it midfield. Gets it towards the net, but he gets knocked off by one defender. Alex there for the follow, puts it home, and Perkiomen now within 1 goal. This is a game again as Biglerville's lead has slipped away. They still have that 1 goal lead. Perkiomen's charging though. Last 43 seconds going to be critical. Kobe takes it up off his back wall. Loses a little bit. Bunches there. Puts it in front of the net. Mateo's going to be able to clear it. Mateo clears it past Bluff. Vino's home. Puts it in the corner. Mateo leaves it there for his teammate, Kobe, but ends up bumping him. Finds Biglerville some time to maybe reset. Here comes Biglerville dumping into the zone. Clock's your friend now if you're Biglerville. You don't need to do anything crazy here. You just need to keep control of the ball. Blood puts a shot on net. Cleared by Kobe, followed by Vino. Vino goes a little high. He's got the double tap attempt. It goes in, and Biglerville should secure game number 5 in the series with that goal right there with only 6 seconds remaining. It is possible. It is not 100%, but if Perkiomen doesn't score within 5 seconds, that will be the game. And even then, they'll be required to get a miracle kickoff goal. As this ball goes into Perkiomen's zone, that should be good enough. Biglerville will take the game as they try to get one for the road, but that one hits the ground. Biglerville wins the series 3-2. What an incredible game. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Congrats to this Perkiomen team. They were very impressive. Really, really impressed with what I saw. I look forward to meeting that team again in the playoffs, as I'm sure we will. For the meantime, we have playoff games starting next week, Monday at 3:30. Tune in here. They will be broadcast live as usual. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you then. Go Biglerville. Nice, guys. Oh, man. Those are the only 2 games you've lost all season. You came into that one 21-0. So, that's a good team. I honestly, I don't think you guys threw the games as much as they took those 2. I mean, yeah, we discussed that maybe you made a mistake, which did throw the 1, but my point is that that's a team we're gonna have to definitely look out for the playoffs. They're definitely solid. We got to make sure that we're just staying home defensively and making good challenges is all. But you guys know what to do. You got the win, so good job. That was sweaty. I was fun to watch. So, all right, next week, 3:30 will be playoffs. We'll know who you're going to play pretty soon, I'm sure. You'll obviously be a high seed, if not the 1 seed, something in the top 4. So your first round opponent will be somebody. They take top 16. So let's say you're the 4 seed, then you'll probably play like the 13 seed. 1 seed plays 16. That team did lose 1 to Cannon McMillan, yeah. Which, yeah, Cannon Mac's good. You guys played them at Point Park, so yeah. I don't know, but those guys definitely look better than Cannon to me. Yeah, you never know. Maybe they didn't have their starting roster that day too. Could be anything. Um, but way to close it out. Perfect series record. We'll see where the rankings come out next week and who you get. Just know that your first opponent should be an easier one, but then they'll get harder as you go through the playoffs, as you'd expect. So 1 loss and you're out though. So don't. This isn't a double elimination tournament. So don't take any game, off. Show up a game every series and let's get it done. Any questions for me? Cool. All right. See you guys next week.